He comes from the south and has a big mouth. He's the jack of all games, master of none. He's older than dirt and he wears funny shirts, but he's up to the test as he faces Steamworld Quest. Welcome our very own servant of adventuring, JCServant. They come from far and away, in evil guys they slay, robots always on guard who believe in the heart of the cards. Gamers everywhere rejoice, for the combat system offers much choice. They will take you on a trek in Steamworld Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh. Let's get ready to rumble in this episode of JCServant Plays.
Into Steamworld Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh Part 5. Welcome to JCServant Plays. My name is Phil, aka JCServant, from rpgamer.com, your source for news, reviews, podcast, Twitch, videos, and so much more. And you can find it all at rpgamer.com, and this is a complete playthrough of Steamworld Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh, with full voice acting. Because most of the lines are not voice acted in the game, which means I read them out loud to you using whatever voices I pull out of my crazy messed up mind. Chaos says, uh-oh, the wife is watching me. I gotta be on my best behavior. Gotta hang up all that sailor language I was using earlier. Oh, but I got a little surprise here. We're gonna start off the stream actually with a little present for JCS wife so I can get back on her good side. Hold on one second. That's right. Did you know you too could, if you're watching us on Twitch, you can spend channel points to make the host do all kinds of things, including you could actually ask for cat time. I'm going to give you this going for free, guys, just because you're such loyal viewers and stuff. Here we go. Where's that? Just because you were here on time. Here we go. All right. It is time for the cat cam. Woo! There you go. This is Sir Busenheimer. He is a very happy cat, and he enjoys Twitch so much. Boy, look at that face. That is a face that says, I enjoy live streaming video games. Because he knows when I start recording, he tries to, run away. He's a little bashful, he's just a little bashful. But then I grab him and I put him up here and he's just like, oh, I'm so excited to be on national TV, right? Who knew? He's a star now. He's a star. He's actually looking forward to, I talked to him today about maybe possibly getting a green screen so we can put him in front of various scenes and such. And thankfully he has gray fur and not green fur, so I think it would work really good with the green screen in the background, and we could show him like flying a plane or something, or driving a car in Grand Theft Auto, whatever. But yeah, that is Tiger, aka Boo, aka Sir Busenheimer. And anytime you need a happy cat moment, all you have to do is you can click on the button, spend some points, and you'll either get the cat or the bird. And let me tell you, the cat looks a lot happier than the bird does. The bird just looks angry all the time. So there you go. That's your cat moment. Just for JCS wife and the fans. All right, back to the game. We should get back to the game. This is the game. This is the game we're playing. It is Steamworld Quest, Hand of Gilgamesh. I only give you the bird if you pay for with points. Just as a reminder for those of you who aren't used to watching my streams, the rule is if there is voice acting and the voice actors start talking, I will immediately stop talking so that they can do all the talking. But if there's just text on the screen, I will read it so you don't have to. That way you can be doing something else and still get the full story without necessarily paying full attention to the screen at all times. And but for now, we're kind of doing some fights here. We had just kind of entered the forest. Last episode, we had found out that these bad robots somewhere in this town is the Negro Namakog, and we are working our way to find out what's going on there. So let's do that. We are going to need some better cards though. That'll work. Start racking up some points. I really like our new characters that we got in the party last session. I'm drawing a blank on their names at the moment. The little two robots here in the corner, like brother sister robot with rabbit ears. Necronomicon, something like that, right? I think it was it Necro or was it just Necronomicog? Oh my gosh, I can't do this. I can't make up these names. I just can't do it. And I tell you, life is so much better since I figured out that there was an option to basically double the speed of combat. So if you've watched before, you're wondering why things are a little faster, it's because Uncle Phil found the option in the game. So it's always useful when you can find those things. What do they got? They got like a darkness debuff on us, that's why there's smoke above our heads. That's very rude. I don't really know if I need 2 mins. We can mint him, and then we'll heal everybody, and whatever. Let's see here. You do love your card games. Yeah, you know, actually, the primary reason I chose this game wasn't necessarily because it was a card game. The primary reason why this game's on the docket is because it's only 15 to 20 hours. So for my first couple of streams, I wanted to make sure that they were shorter experiences to do my first few Let's Plays. The next game on the docket is Saga Scarlet Grace, which is definitely not a card game. Let's see here. Cut purse. So this is the little twins, and they really do pack a wallop, and they can steal money from the enemies. And did I mention they pack a wallop? Because yeah, when they hit you with the twin combo here, it is very painful. You just watch the numbers kind of rack up there. Ouch. There's like 500 points of damage just in that one card. I think I started I think I stopped playing this shortly after the twins joined in the party. Yeah. Well, you know, it's there was a boss. I don't know. Were you here on the last night's stream, Chaos? What's this? Fascination, 2 skills. I don't know which one of these I want. Let's see if we can get some better healing. And of course, when I want the healing, I can't get the healing. That's asking for too much. So, after you get the twins and you work your way up through what is the longest dungeon in the game so far, the Alchemist Academy, and there's quite a bit of fighting and stuff. I think that took me quite a bit of time to work through that chapter. Then the next chapter is the actual boss fight with the head of the headmistress of the academy, and she is very how shall I say this, gimmicky. So first I died because she has this attack that she does where she lowers everybody's health to the lowest hit points of the person in the party. So if you have somebody with 1,000 hit points, 700 hit points, and 400 hit points, suddenly everybody has 400 hit points. And then she usually, hold on, we'll read this. Here lies Knight Benezinum, generous benefactor, the city of... Oh, the rest is worn out. I can't make out the name of the city or any dates. It must have been the original name of the cursed city. That was ages ago. Nobody around to remember the real name. Yeah, so first she, you know, first she wiped me out, and I'm like, okay, I gotta have better healing and be ready for that. So I got ready for that. But then at some point she pulls out this tomfoolery where every time you do a physical or magical attack, and I had mostly physical, she blocks any other physical attacks for the rest of the turn. Now, she's already a super tanky character with over 10,000 hit points. This somehow, made her even more tanky. And it took me about 20-25 minutes to beat her, so I was kind of cranky. Because I'm sorry, I'm not a big fan of bosses with mechanics that just make them more tanky, but it wasn't going to help. There was no challenge in it. I was just going through the same rotation over and over again. That's all it was. Let's see here. Fixer. Steel. Let's do a punch. And we'll get some shields up on the little guys down here. These days, cards are replacing skills. Yeah, so yeah, you're kind of seeing that, right? You're kind of seeing that, I think, in some games where they basically just kind of use cards to replace your skills, and there's not much of a variation outside of that. I think as you're watching like this game, and this was going on with when I was fighting her yesterday, I only had like 1 or 2 magic skills, maybe three tops. But the thing is, out of 24 cards, you're kind of waiting for them to pop up. If it's a regular RPG, I can use the spell as long as I had the magic points. And usually you have mana potions anyway. So I could have handled that fight a lot faster if I had more freedom in what I could do every turn. But I was stuck with whatever popped up in my hand and having to wait for that to rotate back out again. The flip side is there's no magic. There's no real magic point, I suppose, management. It's really just the whatever cards you have in your hand, as long as you got the the cogs at the top for it. Oh, let's think here. Let's do a. I don't really need to heal anybody. Let's see if we can get lucky. Yes, we got lucky. So, I don't know. During that fight, I certainly wish they weren't cards and they were skills that I could pick from a list. There's definitely, I mean, when you talk about Slay the Spire and such, I really do feel like it's a deck building game, and the cards as they were, the electronic cards, are an important part of that. And I've got too many healing cards because I forgot to change out my decks after that boss. But I think that it's a really, I mean, Slay the Spire, if you had replaced that with normal JRPG skills, systems, whatever, it would not be the same thing or even close to it, right? So it's an interesting subject. And I guess where I'm left, with this game is thinking to myself, would it have been better off with a normal, like a JRPG system, a magic point system, in the fights? I'm not super sure yet what the answer to that little question I have is. Let me change the party. Give really some XP. No, can't get over there. So yeah, it's a good question. It's a good question. It's good to have those conversations. When you said that the wildlife was different, I did not imagine it to be this corrupted. Looks like it always has. I admit that I had my doubts about your assertion, but now I see it clearly. The Necronomicon is most definitely close by. Got a card. So we can go north, or we can go... Let's go to the right. See what happens to the right. Grab those things there. So I was talking with... Oh, bad guys. I was talking with Scar after his stream. If you caught him earlier playing some, I believe it was Shadow Complex. We were talking about what he does here on Friday nights, and he said that he was going to bring the wheel into his Friday night streams. But instead of the Wheel of Rogue, you're going to have the wheel, I think, of classic RPGs from a list. So if you like watching game randomizers, he's going to have his. Of course, I got my Wheel of Rogue that I do here sometimes. And if you want to watch us play games pulled randomly from a list, you'll want to follow us right here on Twitch and catch us when we go live with those things. And those don't make their ways to YouTube for the most part. We only bring over the edited content that lets... What is he? He's a freaking immune to everything. What the heck? Ouch. He's hitting us with all kinds of stuff. Is he still immune? He's immune. Is this... Man, I tell you, I just... I hope that wears off because I don't think I have very many magical attacks. I don't have the wizard with me. I saw a small bit of Breath of Fire 2 from Scar. Yeah. He usually on Friday nights he'll do real retro games. And but now I think he's going to introduce a Wheel of Rogue element to it. So it's going to be really cool. That just hits him with the gold. So he's immune to that first attack, but not to the magical second attack. Interesting. Ouch. Lay ouch. Lay ouch. Take this guy down here with a combination of cards, and we're definitely have to mix up. We need to change up our card strategy here after this because I didn't realize I was going to run into guys that could be silly like this. Oh, let's just finish him off. Ka-ching! I really do love it when they level up and it just goes... Those gears moving like that will never get old. Alright. So... we're going to go ahead and... Those ghosts seem to get into physical immunity mode. You do have a couple of attacks that Armor Reliever can switch out to do some fiery damage, if I'm not mistaken, without mixing in the wizard. Let's see, hamstring, intercept. No, that all does physical damage. I thought she had a fire attack. She can basically just... She just basically just has physical attacks but can inflict fire weakness. Grr. Not what I was looking for. Alright. Fox guy. He has wind call. We got a couple of wind calls in there already. Those are elemental attacks, as you can see by the lightning bolt there on the card. So we'll go ahead and pop a couple of those in place of the... They do less damage, which is why I tend to favor the physical attack, but we also have Cyclone Sash, but that uses up all your cog energy to do all kinds of damage. Let's just check out over here on her next page, or his next page. I'm not 100% sure of the gender there. Tengu Dance deals storm damage to all foes and switches to the Tengu Mask for 2. Not the worst thing in the world. Could do one of those. And have Armory just be a little bit more on the basic cards. So one thing you do, you got 8 cards from each of the 3 characters in your party. You got some characters that build your combo gears, whatever they're called, the gears at the top, and then you got cards that spin those gears, 2, 1, and 0. Which 0 just means it won't build or it won't spend, but 1 and 2 spins. So like normally I would go for half and half, but without too many 2s and 3s because those will drain it really quickly. But you can, if you're trying to focus on, like, let's say more magic from, Fox here, Auric, you could give Auric a couple of more high cost cards, and then give Amarilli more of the basic, basic cards. The twins also do a couple of, the twin combo does that kind of magic. We could try this Death Pulse one, swap out like a Fool's Gold with the Death. I haven't really played with Death Pulse just to see how good that one is. Let's give that a shot and see if that doesn't help us out a little bit. It makes it a little bit easier to get through. I definitely used Carly and Coperencia the most, says Chaos. Yeah, Coperencia is very, very useful. Lots of enemies with the elemental weaknesses. And I've only got her benched because I'm gonna go back because there's something up there. I'm like going wait, look. I can keep going to the right, but now I feel like I don't. Oh, let's just look to the right real quick. I just feel like I'm missing stuff back there. If there's a boss, I'm turning. Oh, see, I should have turned around. Wait, can I just reload? Can I reload? I'm just gonna reload. Oh, see, that's kind of like a semi-boss fight. Wait, let me just. No. I just want to I want to go back and get the stuff back there first. RPG 101. Get that, leave no treasure behind. Not to mention, not to mention the extra XP certainly won't hurt. Adventures always go left, right? Right. Let's see here. We're not going to be able to really combo too much here. So we're just going to work on building up our cogs, I think, the first turn. Right is always right, but adventures always go left. Let's take a look here. Let's do a shout. Buff up. Knock this guy down a bit. Yeah, I personally find the game much more enjoyable in a faster mode. Now, I will say one thing that, there's a game that we talk about sometimes. It was back on the Wii. It was Arc Rise Fantasia. The game got pretty mediocre scores overall. Some even gave it a poor score. And there was bad voice acting, the story didn't resonate with some people, etc., etc. But I really enjoyed the battle system. Why did I enjoy the battle system, you may ask? Well, not because of that card. Alright, there we go. That's what I'm looking for. I enjoyed the battle system because it was a typical turn-based JRPG system. It had some other things going on with it. But what I really enjoyed was once you locked in all of your commands, your characters would act them out at the same time the enemy would act out theirs. Like, it would show it all on the screen, but it would all almost happen like one right after the other, and it flowed so well back and forth, and the enemies would run forward and jump back, and it looked like almost like an anime in motion. I don't know why JRPGs don't do that more. It made the combat, in between the turns just fun to watch and feel very fluid and resolve things quickly. Instead of Jim hits Goblin for 2 points of damage. Alright, let's see here. I could use a different card. Oh, there's that Death Pulse card. Lovely. But I don't have enough gears. I don't have the gears to pull it off. You know what? I'm going to do it anyways. Let's see. 154, 119. That's 250. Yeah, we're not going to kill anybody here. those thorn whips are wearing us down pretty good. Ugh. We're gonna try to at least kill one of these guys. The path to healing starts by reducing the enemy's numbers. Wow. He didn't want to die. Was he like immune to dark damage or something? Alright, let's do a little healing there. Well, that guy's got like 1,500 freaking hit points. Ouch. We're gonna have to run. We're about to lose a team member here. We have lost a team member here. Let's run back. Let's say we need to level a little bit would be helpful. But also having a better deck would probably be a little helpful as well. Running into too many high cost cards. Let's see what you got here. We got the 3, we got a couple of 2s. I mean, we don't have too many cost cards, but let's take that one out and raise everyone's strength. All right. See if that doesn't help a little bit more. See if that doesn't work out a little better. Be a little bit helpful though if we would get 3 colors, 3 cards of the same color. That would be helpful. Thank you. Dead people like to heal themselves. That's awfully rude. Let's see how he likes being cut up a bit. Oh! Oh, he made himself immune. That's cheating. He's still immune too. Okay. But the Death Pulse is dark magic. But it's probably not enough between those 2 to kill him. Hey, Bon Cappy. Going through some rather tough fights here. Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. He's still immune. The guy back there is... that is so irritating. But he can be hit with spells, but not with physical attacks. Yeah, this is a normal fight, and it's still kicking my butt rather well. Let's try this Death Pulse thing. Supposedly, if it finishes off an enemy, it reactivates twice. And I think we could time this just right to get rid of that first guy. Let's see. Can he finish him off with Death Pulse? Yep, there he goes. Does it activate again? Guess it didn't activate again? Oh, it's gonna kill my Foxy guy. Have a drink on me. Well, thank you, Chaos. Tonight, I am having a tea made by JC's wife. I don't know if she's still paying attention, but I'm having a hot tea that we keep nice and warm in this here thermo mug. Love these things. A hydro flask. They're a little on the pricey side, but they do a rather good job of keeping your tea nice and warm. JC wife is there. She has one of her own. We have different colored mugs just so we don't get them mixed up, because we wouldn't want any germs to get around in the land of COVID. But yes, I have a very nice and hot and steamy tea here, so I will have this thanks to Moncappy. No, Chaos, I'm sorry. Giving credit to Moncappy. Ooh, some good tea. Whew, it just warms you right up too. Perfect for these winter nights. Oh, it's nice to see Pumpkin isn't, oh, but we're almost out of health. So let's say he's not, Oh, you mother fudgesicles, you couldn't give me the cards I need. I ask you for one thing to give me the exact right cards I need. So hot here. Where are you at, Chaos? Oh, South Africa. Oh my gosh, yeah. I'm sure it is. It gets, where we're at here during the summer does get above, 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It can be pretty darn toasty. Yeah, these guys are tough because they're healing and they're regenerating. It's very rude. And I don't know if I physically attack him, for all I know, he'll activate that immunity down there. It's very, very rude. There we go. Finally got rid of the guy at the bottom. What a pain in the royal rear end. Great, one of our team members is down. Which means his cards become useless. This guy needs to die. He needs to die like yesterday. Just the cards to help send him back to the grave where he belongs. Yeesh. Oh, hates. The rough thing is, I'm so hurt, I need to go back to that statue and heal, which unfortunately means those guys come back, just like that. Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I'm not even super sure what much I could have done differently there without... I'm just gonna have to swap out to other people. Let's see here. Active party. Let's get out. Let's get out. He's a major damage dealer, but nope. Let's toggle him and toggle him and toggle back these two. Gosh, that guy just hunched your butt down. We gotta focus. We got... There we go. That helps. We'll see if we do any better with some different characters. Got Heroic Strike. Wait, Bravado first to raise up back our attack back to normal. Then Heroic Strike. And I guess we get here... I'm kind of hesitant to Heroic Strike twice because that guy seems to have a reaction card sometimes that makes him... There he goes, right there. Intangible. So I wasted my bonus attack. You just never know when that enemy's intangibleness is going to kick in. It's quite rude, actually. Very rude indeed. Are y'all playing anything new and fun lately? To victory raises all ally strength. Sounds great. He's still immune to frickin' physical damage down there. Want to get rid of their healer. D-Wagger's got the Xbox Game Pass that has so many cool games. Chaos on Darkest Dungeon. I do enjoy looking at upcoming games like Monomyth. So let's see here. Let me do this. Let me do this. And let me do this. Oh, great. Now the healer guy, on top of being immune to physical attacks, has some sort of bullcrap that lets him dodge half my magic attacks. Because why the hell wouldn't he? That's a clear case of cheating if I've ever seen it before. Anyways, V-Wagger, so what are the cool games you're playing on Xbox Game Pass? Chaos. How long have you been playing Darkest Dungeon? How far have you gotten? Inquiring minds want to know. These guys don't want to die. I think the mistake here is going after the priest who has the guy in the corner. Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a party wipe. I can't get ahead on these guys. Currently, Rage 2, Crackdown 3, going through the old Halos and a bit of Madden 20. Yeah, the new Halos coming to Steam has been really cool. Bought the Halo collection on Steam. I haven't actually installed and played any of them. They weren't all released yet anyways. But, let's do some healing here. Good grief, we're all about to die. We're all about to die! But I remember, what was it? There was, and I don't know if it was part of the Halo collection, but wasn't there a Halo real-time strategy game that reviewed really well? But this is ridiculous. This is freaking ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. I am wasting so much time on this one fight, and this isn't even a boss battle fight. For the love of Pete. Why are these guys so incredibly hard? Please don't throw... Now, I can't throw this controller. This is a very expensive Xbox controller, and it's very heavy. If I threw this, it would definitely throw a dent into something. Yeah, if you guys see what I'm doing wrong here, I honestly don't know why this game... Yeah, I can see why you might have quit it around here. Who was it to say it? Chaos? Because... on some of these battles, like this is just supposed to be a normal monster battle, and it's so grindy. It's taken me so long, even with the fast forward, just to get through these fights. And because I think what really frustrates me about when it comes to some of these role-playing games is when the enemies have constant healing and immunities, because it just drags out the battle and wears you down. I think I just moved on to another game. I know, right? A design flaw. No, it's called cheating. The game's cheating. It's totally cheating. Shoot. Let's see. We'll fix up and we will heal him. Let's see here. If you like to play a JRPG, you can play it forever until you choose to fight the final boss. It's like if you... Oh, I can play... Oh, I see. I missed your sentence before. Hold on, let me put in their commands and I'll read it again. We tried to multitask and... Oh... Let's see here. I can play Darkest Dungeon until I get bored of it. Played it 2 to 3 years ago and recently started a new run. It's like, if you play a JRPG, you can play it forever until you choose to fight the final boss. I feel like it might need clarification on that. Punch this guy a few times and give him some heals. Oh, for the love of Pete. He survives with 8... Oh, there he goes. I'm about to say, good grief, just died. V-Wagger says he did some Darkest Dungeon. It's pretty neat game. Didn't grab him, but it was pretty cool to go through. Did I just lose? I took my eyes off the screen and another one of my characters has died again. For the love of all that is eternally holy. I give up. This is ridiculous. This is so ridiculous. And the thing is, I'm just trying to go back. I'm backtracking, right? I'm backpedaling. I'm just trying to backpedal. That's all I'm trying to do. This is not even new ground. I'm not even moving forward. This is a place I've been through, and they replaced the monsters that were there with some sort of insane kick your butt now and take names later type of guys. Boy, that is frustrating. Ah, boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Let's see what we have here. We'll try to swap out a couple of cards. Smolder lowers all your enemies' fire defenses. We're going to try to put in some things to weaken fire defenses. I mean, one of the things that hasn't escaped my attention is they are they are resistant to physical damage, so that's not speeding things up when they constantly are resisting the swear. Time for another game. Maybe swearing will help. I swear once the wild here on the thing. I've been told it's probably not wise with Twitch's algorithms to swear now. Stop now. If I do start streaming games with the 18 plus flag that we're talking about, like Dragon Age, then I can probably get away with a lot more swearing. But I do try to keep it somewhat decent. Electrolyte, Kill Vault. Can I stick in more fire? We'll just try to do some fire stuff here. Searing Lash, Flaming Pillar, and Flame Wave. And then, oh, we got too many cards. Take away Mana Barrier. And then for Froggy, we got shields up, we got the Fixer. The bends are helpful, the quick fixes are helpful. I'm not sure if the shield's super helpful. We will try to do another punch. It's just kind of for building up the combo. She's one of the few people I think that could build up her combo through magical damage. So I really should try to focus on that as much as possible. Alright. I'll try this. Heals and shields. Well, I mean, you gotta forget about Darkest Dungeon when you got this game. I mean, just watch what they're doing. Okay, so maybe my mistake here is I could pay more attention, but let's take a look here. Alright. So, every time I'm hitting with physical attacks, they're resisting it. So they're only taking, I don't know if it's 2/3 or a half. So that's not helpful. But I've switched out more of my physical attacks with more magical attacks, so that will be helpful. Alright. So we're going to do a lot of fire here, because this time we brought Amarylli's skill that when she punches them, she also makes them weaker to fire, so now we're going to see a lot more damage happen. But there's the poison. They poison your character, so that's not helping. And I just need to build some combo meters. The only reason why I'm punching there. Let's see here. DD2, you think we're getting Darkest Dungeon 2 this year, Chaos? Think that's a thing? Now, I've got Darkest Dungeon on the Wheel of Rogue, but it's never actually rolled up and no one's paid points to see me play it. I'm pretty sure it's on the Wheel of Rogue, because I think I consider that one a roguelite. Pretty sure they said that DD2 was releasing this year. Cool. Chaos, you got a Switch, Chaos? I'm sure I've asked before, and I totally forget. If I ask you guys the same questions over again, it's because I have to ask like 15 times before it gets straight in my head. Let's fix up. Get some heals out here. I do not PC Master Race. I don't know if I call it a roguelike. Well, the dungeons are procedurally generated. That's a check mark, and the death is kind of perma, right? You can't just reload a save game. So, I mean, that checks off a few boxes there. You got procedural generation, you have permadeath, you can't save scum. Mm, I mean, a roguelite, not a roguelike. I wouldn't call it a roguelike because in roguelike you can't progress. Like when you die, you start off completely from scratch. With Darkest Dungeon, I remember if your characters all die, I mean, you are screwed. You have to hire up brand new characters or something along those lines, right? That's a good question. I should do a little research, see if it deserves. I mean, see if it, not if it deserves, but see if it really is supposed to be on that list. Well, let me check. Let me check during, let's see, Darkest Dungeon on, see what flags are on it. Because one of the main ways to just tell is just to see what the tags are on Steam. Turn-based combat, dark fantasy, RPG difficult. So it's not one of the top four tags on Steam. I mean, it doesn't have rogue, because that's usually what they would put. When you need it, it's not there. Ooh. Ooh. I need more. You're horrible, horrible, horrible. Let's see if I can finish off this guy at the bottom. That's a little bit of damage there. That poison doesn't help. Let's see. Quote from a gaming site: Darkest Dungeon does not seem to be well received by roguelike fans. Anyone else highly disappointed with Darkest Dungeon? I don't. Why would they be disappointed by it? I guess I would need clarification as to why they feel it's disappointing. Because it's neither roguelike or roguelite feeling. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's not about a feeling. It's you know, it's about the ideas that it's procedurally generated, yes or no. And is death permanent, or can you kind of reload a save game? And just, you know, take off. Yeah, oh, I died, reload. You know, can you do that? If you got procedural generation and what we consider permadeath, I think you have an argument for it being at least a roguelite. Well, it's worth half a level there. They're all excited, like, yay, we finally won. I should go back and heal, but then they'll just respawn. Afraid to look at what's up here. Money. We like money. Money's good. What's up here? More enemies, but these look like hopefully easier ones. Let's see, someone else threw in, there's no real fail state in Darkest Dungeon, it's just brutal and unforgiving. You can always grind up new characters when the good ones die, it'll just take you a little while. Your village keeps its upgrades, so the grind gets sped up once you focus on characters. So difficulty doesn't mean anything when I'm defining a roguelike. Roguelikes tend to be more difficult, and they're known for being difficult. But just because a game is difficult or not difficult doesn't mean it's more or less a roguelike. It's either procedurally generated or it has permadeath or it doesn't. If it's an easier game, it doesn't matter if it has those elements. Why am I only getting the high cost cards? There we go. So there's that. As far as like your village gets to keep its upgrades, that's what makes the difference between a roguelike and a roguelite. If there are permanent upgrades outside, like every time you die, but you can spend money to upgrade, like you see that in Rogue Legacy, right? It's got the name Rogue in it. Every time your character dies, you can take the gold that your character had earned and buy upgrades for your following runs, your successors, so to speak. So that's in a lot of roguelikes, roguelites, I should say. In Hades, which is very well received, every time you die, you get to take the souls that you earn back, and you can use that for upgrades for future runs, making your future runs even easier. That's what makes it a roguelite. If it doesn't have that, then it's a roguelike. If your death is permanent, and there's no, real reset on that. Let's burn you to death, and burn you to death some more, and burn you to death some more. Now, where are we at? We have a middle. We came up here, and we have a middle ground down here. Ooh, a treasure chest. Overpower 4. 273 times 2. Removes all helpful effects from one foe and deals 220 strength damage twice. Wow, very expensive, but maybe very cool. Might be good for debuffing an enemy. I don't know if that debuffs the thing they get though when they get oh, there's another one of those guys over there. I should just probably run back the way I came. These characters are like a resource. They could die permanently, but you get more after every dungeon. It's pretty difficult to reach a fail state. I mean, but is that an argument with like Hades, right? Hades is a roguelite, no question about it. But you never really get a permanent game over in that screen. You simply die and run again, and every time you run, if you run even halfway decently, you bring back some currency, and you can spend it to upgrade your base, your mirror, and whatever have you, so your future runs are easier, right? That's a roguelite. No one says that's not a roguelite. I don't know. I don't know how I think about it. That's a good one. Aha. Stand down and hand over all your weapons and valuables. You again. Has the Void Army stooped so low as to resort to common highway robbery? Well, not really. After losing twice to you guys, they kicked me out. So, just hand over all your valuables. Here we go again. Third time's the charm, right? Alright. Oh my gosh, it's back, guys! It's back! It was gone yesterday! I think it's back. Is it back? Yeah. Big Boss music. It's come back. Big Boss music. It's gotta be. That's a fact, Jack. Big Boss music. Get it on now. Yeah, that was totally missing from before. Captain Canary brings back the Big Boss music. Break it down now. Break it down now. Yeah, I was lamenting how the boss... Oh, the big boss timer, right, we need a boss. He's kind of a mid-boss, though. He's not like... He's only got 6,000 hit points, so... We'll see. Maybe he's got some tomfoolery. We'll put the timer on. How many points did it get to see? No, I had to pay points when the music's this good. Yeah, after those disappointing songs from earlier, ugh. What we got? Shout, Smolder. See what his tomfoolery is when he gets up to 5 gears there. Let's see here. The upgrades in DD are less make it easier and more needed, especially at the high level dungeons. Pretty much suicide without upgraded gear. Again, that's very common with roguelites, especially. That was one of the conversations I had with a friend. Was explaining to him that my concern with roguelites, a lot of people love them because they're like, oh, at least when I die, I've got a sense of progression. And I'm like, well, yes and no. See, with true rogues, with traditional rogues, where your character starts over at 0 every single time, those games can be very tough, but people do beat them, and they don't have any bonuses because they start off at ground 0 with everybody else, right? They just got good, and the game's designed to be tough, but you can beat it if you get good. The problem with roguelites is the developers know you're going to do repeated runs and eventually get these base upgrades or upgrade your hand down to your future characters or whatever they may be, like in Hades. So maybe they make the game to where it's almost impossible, if not outright impossible, to win on the first run, even if you're skilled. You know what I'm saying? So in those games, which are still roguelites, it's just given that you're going to have a few runs to build up. And some people are okay with that. And I'm not saying it's a bad design decision or not. It's just understanding, how some of that works. So the fact that Darkest Dungeon, you're building up a base so that you can actually have a chance of winning future runs is no different than a lot of the roguelites that are out, the tougher roguelites that are out there. Dead Cells come to mind, anybody? It's possible, theoretically, to beat Dead Cells on your first run with no upgrades. Let me know how that works out for you. Peter, what do you mean disappointing songs? This is literally unplayable. What do you mean by that? This guy's going down like my stock portfolio. He's not nearly as bad as that stupid. But then again, like I said, I don't think he's a real boss. I think he's like a mid-boss. Wheel away! Four minutes, 22 seconds on the boss timer. Ka-chink! I can tell you now, I am not an action fanatic, action game fanatic, but Hades to me is really tough. And maybe there are people who are really, really good and can do it without any upgrades, but I couldn't even get past the first boss without upgrades. But I know a lot of people are like, oh, Hades is one of the easier games. Children of Morta was another one, which I'll be playing some more of that on here. I got that on the docket, but I was just like, What do you mean? But this is literally unplayable, though, Peter. I'm confused. So the last session when I played yesterday, when we were in the Alchemy Academy, the boss music there was completely. Maybe I'm wrong, but it was a different track, and it was like a normal battle music. Like they made a mistake and forgot to put in the boss battle music, because in earlier streams, I made up rhymes and sung to those boss songs because they were so cool. It's that rocking tune that you heard right there. But I don't know why it wasn't with the big bosses in the academy. I don't know if it was just an oversight or what, but it really kind of took the air out of those big boss fights. And so I'm just like, okay, 20-minute boss fight, here we go. And she was horrible. Horrible. Literally unplayable as a meme. Oh, okay. Oh, must have missed that one. You have to share it with me in Discord sometime. All right, let's read the text. Strange fellow, that one. But no more wasting time. Let's walk. Well, here we are. I only got one treasure chest and there was like 5? Gosh dang, where did I look? Maybe I should grind a little bit.
Into ruins.
Probably couldn't hurt. Something feels off. Where are the merchants and the local riffraff? Normally, by now, you'd be swimming in peddlers trying to sell you junk or steal your stuff. Just point me towards the hot springs in the tourist center. Good grief. The comedian's a frog. I'm serious, numbnuts. There was some funny business stirring here. Funnier than usual, that is. Where's old Hucker Jim? You're right. Just think about what he went through to land a corner near the city entrance. To catch potential customers' eyes or wallets. He'd never give up his spot unless something serious had gone down. You suggest something above the customary chinsanery being at play here? Hey, these folks may have been swindlers and hoodwinks, a lot of them, but they still stood side by side. Sure, they'd steal from each other, but never cross the line into spilling blood. Or as Hawker Jim used to say, you pick on one pickpocket, you pick on us all. That's not important right now. Where's the Necronomicon? Well, we didn't say we knew exactly where it is. It's around here somewhere. We should talk to Bob. He has his fingers in everything that goes on around here. He's shady as fudge. But if you have cash, he'll provide what you need. That's reassuring. Oh, gullible travelers. I, Archdruid Bob Lord 4, greet you, good people in the spirit of the veiled moon. Jumbo mumbo jumbo. Oh, an alchemist. We don't get too many of your kind out here. And I see you've acquainted yourself with some of the notables around here. Ah, nice to see you again, Bob. Did you get any use for that Jimmy root? Yep, did the trick and then dried up and withered. And the prism. If you don't need it, perhaps you'd consider selling it back. For a third of the price, of course. No can do. It got eaten by the dragon. I see. Well, they could be rather irritable. Bob, was it? So you're supposed to be the go-to guy on information around here? Go-to guy? I'd like to see myself more of a patron for the city. Here he goes. We druids have turned to the ruins into a thriving farming society, benefiting from the moon's weekly apex. Weekly? Are you implying that the lunar cycle is different here? How is that even? I'd rather look at the moon and see it as half full than half empty, you know what I'm saying? That is not how. Honoring the moon's generosity, we cherish its impact on nature by distilling a special juice. A moon juice, if you will. That's distributed richly among your ruined neighbors. Moon juice. It brings all the bards to the yard. Every new gask is celebrate with a song and dance around our holy tree, followed by a brisk run to the fields. Completely naked. Completely naked? You should join us next cycle. It's gonna be epic. Well, Bob, can I call you Bob? That sounds... We're not going to indulge in any of your hocus pocus. Once I woke up by the river. When I leaned down to drink, I saw that I was wearing a horse's face. Huh, the long face of shame, you mean? No, literally, a horse's face. Ew. But where are my manners? Let me provide you with a sample of our delicious produce. We're not interested in your moon juice, you twisty happy camper approach. Okay. Oh, for the sake of... Will you stop slurping so we can start looking for the Necronomicon? What's that? We're looking for the information on the Necronomicon. That's why we're here. Oh, it's buried beneath the city somewhere. Now even I know exactly where it is. It should have altered its surroundings considerably. Would you happen to know if any spot distinguished itself as particularly shady? A place where people avoid or where strange plants grow? That pretty much describes the whole city. But perhaps the northern parts are a tad more shabby than the rest. People usually avoid them. Yeah, well, especially the old monastery and surroundings. It's the perfect place to dump old things you want to get rid of. Or keep safe until you need them. The monastery is usually locked. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to take care of some archdruid business. The Bard's Tale Action RPG Remastered Resnarkled has the best opening song ever. And that's all I'll say. Let's see here. What a swell guy. Huh. I don't trust his cook one bit, half moon. I say we take Baba's word and start looking for the Nemocron in the northern part of the city. In my spreadsheet and in Steam and stuff by genres, because then I can look at that list, that particular sub list of games, and know that everything in there is going to be a particular type of game to me, right? It just helps to inform, it helps me to organize. So when I see a game has, you know, roguelike on it, I expect permadeath and I expect procedural generation. If it says traditional roguelike, I'm expecting something a lot closer to rogue, a turn-based, you know, RPG with procedural generation and permadeath still, but with a focus on a single adventurer, maybe with some, you know, sidekick monsters or whatever, not a big deal, but not a full party of adventurers going through this type of thing. Look, druid art! I wouldn't call it so much as turf tagging. If the symbols are important to the druids, then maybe it's worth keeping them in mind. Oh, am I supposed to actually remember that? Is that what it's telling me to do? Is that the subtle hint to write down a little note that it looks like a big question mark? Then I will make a note. Ooh, it's over here. Oh, yay, more enemies. Let's see, hold on, before I fight more enemies, let's check here after we did that little bit of leveling. Notice how Terra and Thane were like the leaders in levels, and now they're kind of not. So that was definitely a good leveling session. You know what? Let's Let's put in this card. It's a very expensive card, though. Oh, so expensive. That's very expensive. So, we're going to need to put in some regular cards. We have 2/2. We could probably put back one of those cards. And what is this? Generates 1 additional gear for 3 turns. That sounds good. That'll help. Okay. Well, at least there are stats in the Souls games, but the genres are all blurred together. I know, right? Like every game. I noticed that with the Ratchet and Clank. The first Ratchet and Clank was a straightforward platformer. But then in later games, they started adding hit points and experience levels. And I start rolling my eyes like, oh my gosh, every game feels like they got to put in this numerical progression. Why? Because when the numbers go up, something dopamine in your head goes off. So they were like, well, if we put this into sports games, we put this into other games, you know, how cool would that be? Right? I just realized something over here that maybe I should have realized earlier. Let me take this game box and stick it over here so it's not covering everyone's hit points. Alrighty, what do we got? What do we got? We're gonna get rid of that. Hero disabled. How rude. How rude, how rude, how rude. She is what? Time stopped. Lovely. Also, Bunny Rabbit, right? Bunny Rabbit. It's all about Bunny. Bun bun. Bun 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 bun. Boy, these aren't good cards. Wow, 2 hit points left. Really? Thank you for dying. Appreciate it. Do appreciate it. See, the fights go a bit faster when you're all leveled up. RPG 101, right? Oh my gosh, there's so many different ways to go. Which way do we go? Which way, which way? We now have a, I'm gonna write this down, looks like an anchor. Well, if you have dungeons in the name, it's definitely an RPG. You just get a pass on that. Alright, we've got some Searing Lash action, some electrolytes. Ooh. Gotta like it when they'd almost kill somebody right off in the first round. Always brings a tear to my eye. Alright. We'll lock those choices in and move on through here. What else do I have on the news broadcast here? Yeah, we have a review up of Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon and a Blade of Light. That was the original Fire Emblem game or two. I can't remember if there's the first one or the second one, but it's like one of the original ones on the Nintendo. And we have a review up of that. Does it hold up all these years later? Is the game that started off still fun? Find out. And these guys are going to find out just how hot the heat is in the kitchen. Ah, we do love hearing those level up sounds. So satisfying. Platinum Bracer. Ooh. Ah. Who gets the Platinum Bracer? Health plus 50%. Holy sweet mercy. Wow. I don't know if I want to give that to the tank or somebody weaker. Fire Defense Plus. Forget that. When you can have Wizard can have the hit points of a tank. Poor Terra. Sorry, Terra. Story time. Well, is there a particular story you would like to hear, Chaos? Is there a subject matter or anything in particular, or you want me just to pull something out of my old nostrils? Nothing in particular. Okay. Alright. So give me 1 second before I tell you a story. I'm going to be right back because I need to answer the call of nature, and then we'll tell a story. Phil has some great stories. Well, do you have a story you want to hear? I know, right? I do have lots of stories. If there's one in particular you want to hear, VWagger, feel free to throw out some inspiration. Happy to tell y'all whatever you want to hear about it. But it is very moddable, and there's just so much to be had there. I cannot recommend Heroes of Might and Magic 3 enough to my friends. It is always installed on every computer I get, years and years later. So much fun in that game. And the mods, there's mods that add a whole nother level, like a level of creatures, because normally there's 7 levels of creatures. They add an 8th level, Wrath of the Gods, adds new mechanics, so much. So if you like modding, but I hardly ever get to it. I played with the mod before, but I hardly ever get to it because there's so much in the base game. You know, that with the expansions added in especially. I mean, and then they reduce, you just reminded me of a new story time. I'm going to write this down. Oh, yes. Uncle Phil's writing this down. Story time ideas. Definitely. And that's actually going to go in with the, I have 1, maybe 2 cool new story ideas for the next time somebody presses that button. And that'll be up here on a sticky. Okay. It's all about the sticky notes, guys. I don't know how people lived before sticky notes. How do they get by? Nobody knows. Alright. Let's cut this guy. Of course. Of course. Yeah, and in fact, I could do playthroughs of Heroes of Might and Magic on here. I don't know who would want to watch, but it is something we actually technically covered. It was one of the questions I asked when I started streaming, and also back in the day I asked about the games. I don't know if we officially did reviews on all of them, but we did reviews on 1 or 2 of them. But yeah, we do cover at RP Gamer, and therefore we could do videos on them. But just doing a run through the story mode on that could take forever. Poor little jumping mushroom. Oh, special treasure room. Look at that. Found a nightshade. Ooh. Ah. I don't know what it does. Oh, it's an axe weapon, so it's going to be for these ladies here. Or guys. Or lady and guy. Nice. Little bump of damage there. Hell yeah, even a skirmish can take for right. Right, it probably wouldn't make for the most exciting gameplay. And that's one of the things, kind of a couple of things that I'm struggling with as far as picking some of the next games I'm going to do on here. We're talking about the... Oh, we got some pedestal puzzles. I love puzzles. Look, a whole art exhibition. Didn't Bob say the monastery is usually locked? That makes these symbols more like some kind of puzzle connected to that door. Now, I've got 2 symbols written down, but I'm going to guess it's probably more than 2 symbols. We've got the question mark and the arrow pointing down, so we got that. We got this one. But yeah, we're going to need to explore the rest of the world to... If that's all it is, then that's not a bad puzzle. I mean, just find all the little things. Oh my gosh, is the shopkeeper. Hot iron deals fire damage to 1 foe. Well, yeah, our armor really needs a source of fire damage. Heals 1 ally and removes all harmful effects. Ooh, nice. Issue challenge, taunts a foe and lowers their strength. Also nice. Those are some good cards. How much is this costing me? Oh, look at all that money I have from that grind I did earlier. Usually I'm like counting every gold piece. Okay. Yeah, definitely grinding definitely helped. Burning Desire raises her fire damage. Okay. Inferno deals fire damage and inflicts burn. Meteor. Oh my gosh. Deals frost damage to 1 foe. Does a lot of frost damage to 1 foe. Worth picking up. Chill Out. Raises 1 ally's frost and storm damage. Has a big old picture of a frog guy on the front. Insult to Injury. Deals physical damage to 1 foe, stronger against taunted foes. Grants 1 ally immunity to all status ailments. Fairy Ward. Got some interesting things here. Just take a look at my good guys here. Hidden Blade deals pierce damage to 1 foe and inflicts despair. What does despair do? Victim can't be healed. That could be useful. Deals physical damage to all foes, heals all people. Like that. Raven Strike. Deals arcane damage to 1 foe and inflicts blindness. Thorns grants 1 ally thorny, shield, and regeneration. Okay. Thunder Wave. Barrier Fields. Thunder Wave. Got a couple of different things we can buy here. Learning Machine. Increases experience points gained by 50% more effective on low-level heroes. Bonus chance to inflict damage. Oh, so many different things to buy. So little time. Null Berserk. Oh my gosh, so many. Oh, you can buy materials that you're lacking. So many choices. We'll get this for her. I do like that. He doesn't attack as much. And him too, because he attacks. That's all he does. Alright, we spent a good chunk of money there. A good chunk of our grindy earnings. There are some really tired buildings around here. Indeed, but you can still spot quite beautiful architecture underneath the fatigue. This fixer-upper right here looks interesting. Don't drag behind. Just keep looking. Must have been quite a struggle growing up around here. Well, not just around here. On this very spot. You mean this shack? This shack is the Old City Orphanage. Oh. Pay no attention to him. He suffers from a severe case of foot and mouth. That's okay. Funny, this place is probably the closest we can call home. But the Badgers weren't very parental. They didn't treat you in a proper manner? They rented us out to a gang of mercenaries who worked the southern boomtowns. Repeatedly. What? Thieves small enough to sneak into fancy establishments and open from the inside were always in high demand. Eventually we made tracks for good and set out on our own. So if everybody's had enough of this is your life for now, I suggest we keep moving. Wow, that's a nice card. Wow, raises all allies dodge chance by 3 grades. Wow. Foot and mouth, our heroes decidedly limp on towards glory. I don't want to forget to add that card into their deck. Because, I mean, that card's going to be good no matter what. We can take out a Steel Strength. Oh, these undead guys I love so much. Getting ready to rumble in the tumble. Fallen Legion Revenant's demo now available on the PS4 and Switch. The follow-up to 2017's dual title Fallen Legion is set to fully launch next month. Who's rushing to download that? Anybody? Anybody downloading that? Anybody rushing to download? I can't say that I have. Looks a little familiar. Let me put in these. Yeah, Fallen Legion. I'm trying to remember if I played it before or not. It sounds like the original Fallen Legion. I need to look it up. Whoop, boo. I want to say I'm like gonna Google this up real quick because I'm like, have I played this one before? It kind of looks one of the, like that Atlas beat 'em up game. I want to say I dabbled in it. It was one of those games like on the Vita or something I dabbled in for a little bit. Yeah, check it out. It's supposed to be, oh, what's that game called? Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue on the PS2. It's a game where you have like 4 party members and each button on your face thingy is like supposed to activate one of them, you know? So you have one button for each hero and they run forward and they attack. Ah, and it's just, I'm mind blanking on it. Ooh. Oh. Valkyrie Profile, that's the one. Yeah. I remember it didn't review super well. I think I got it for free or super discount or something. But I just didn't spend a whole lot of time into it. Yeah. So, don't know. That might be something to look into. If that is the kind of game that you like. I remember playing the original like that PS2 game. It was really kind of cute. I really remember the graphics were really cool for its time. Like it just had like this alias type of fuzzy effect I really liked. Don't remember why I liked this. It was just cute. I like the style. But it could be tough. It could be pretty tough. Chris Tales Collector's Edition announced for United States. Modius Games has revealed a Collector's Edition for Chris Tales. This edition is available to pre-order now from Maxim Games, but it's currently only available for RP gamers in the United States. Sorry, Chaos. I didn't start that fire. Slamming. I don't know if anyone's looking forward to that. Rogue Heroes Ruins of Tezos launches next month. Switch demo released. It's a multiplayer adventure roguelike RPG coming to the PC and Switch in just over a month. Well, I like roguelikes, but I don't get a lot of opportunities to play a lot of multiplayer games outside of Monster Hunter, so I'm not sure that would be something I would be looking forward to. Yeah, there's lots of upcoming games, right? There is definitely a lot of upcoming games. And we're going to heal everybody up here. Chris Tales caught my attention a while back, but not enough to want the physical editions. It's a Steam wishlist game for me. You'll have to let me know if you get around to playing it. You'll have to kind of let me know what you think. Oh, we got another doodad, a doodad symbol. This one looks like almost like a V with two tops. Or no, just one top. Okay, I gotta check everywhere for those hidden chests. You just never know where those hidden chests are at. Sleight of Hand adds a Joker card to one foe's deck. When played, the Joker card deals arcane damage to that foe based on their magic. The Joker card will be removed after being played. That sounds too elaborate for me. I like to see my damage right away, not like, oh, maybe that'll show up in their hand at some point. Who knows? Maybe it will and maybe it won't. Chris Tales, there was a demo for it in 2020, but I didn't get it. Well, I tell you, along the lines of whoa, he's hidden. Along the lines of not wanting more stuff, I'm not really looking for more games either. I got so many older games to play. So, yeah, like, unless I hear something from you guys, I probably won't be buying a whole lot this year. I might see something that gets recommended on Steam, and I might be curious and look at it and go, oh my gosh, this is something I've been waiting for, but, you know, like, one of the things, it has to do something different or do something, like, really well. Like, much, you know, and when you're my age and play as much as I have, there's not too many things fitting that category quite as much anymore. Especially since I'm not big into, like, the action games and whatever have you. One of the reasons I love Monster Hunter games, though, is that they do such a great job of iterative improvements. That's what happens when you had a series that just goes on. They stuck to the formula, unlike, let's say, Final Fantasy, that changes its combat system almost every deal. And as a result, I don't think any of the combat systems lately have felt all that great. You know, they do Let me see. Can I get a healing card? Healing card? Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. That's what I was looking for. Disgaea does a good job of building on its systems. So that's what gets me to buy sequels, because I'm going to play the game that I already like, but it's going to be better. I mean, it's good if it does something brand new. Like I mentioned, I like games that do something original. But unfortunately, some of these things, they don't do it well. Because it's hard to make something brand new from scratch that is super balanced and super fun and all that other jazz. And yes, I was basically delaying there so I could heal up characters before we got done with the fight. Like that. Ka-ching! I'm waiting for Curse of the Old Gods, Edge of Eternity, get out of early access, and Disco Elysium's voice acting update. Curse of the Dead Gods. I keep saying Old Gods, haha. Yeah, and you know, it kind of proves one of my points. Like, I love being a more of a retro gamer, because by the time I get to the games, all those patches are in. By waiting on Pathfinder Kingmaker, there's been so much that's been improved on that game, right? When I got to Oblivion, it had all the DLC already out. I got the horse armor that everybody's complaining about for free. Not that I really care about that, but some of the DLC was kind of cool. But it was all part of the base price. I didn't have to worry about buying all these DLC separately and all this other garbage. Yeah, it was really kind of cool. What do we have? We have the down arrow, and we had the question mark. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark. Oh, there it is, question mark. There we go. You almost want to hear the Zelda dun 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 dun. And I know, I totally missed those sounds there. Okay, if the Necronomicon really is around here, then we should probably talk about the best way to approach it. Indeed, a clear-cut arrangement is the artery to any coup de maître. De maître? Matre? Coup de grace. Armory. This goes without saying, but let's not just rush into things blindly. Not pointing fingers here, but... Armory? Did you hear a word of what I just said? The grinding gears of endless time had once again halted to catch their breath. Sigh, isn't that a passage from your handbook? Hello, anyone home? Humbled by the grand sanctum, our heroes decide to sort their bearings. Suddenly, the base of their skulls started humming with intuition. Glory to the brave! Leroy Jenkins! How could I not see this coming? Hey, Auric, the Necronomicon doesn't by chance have a long pointy tail, does it? Nothing of the kind. It holds the shape of a round, perhaps even slightly oval cog. Oh, right. How about long, sharp teeth? None whatsoever. Its prongs are most towards the short and blunt side. Got it. I don't suppose it has foul breath and drools worse than a forest ogre either. Correct. It neither has nor does. Check. I have good news and bad news. Splendid. Let's have it. Guys, I think you better come here. Let me guess the bad news. This is not the Necronomicon. Yeah, total bummer. And the good news? Come on, gang! A chance to beat up another dragon! Oh. That's right. We are going to be ending this with another song. Woo! All right. Pump it up now. Big boss song. Gonna beat the dragon. Big boss song. What rhymes with dragon? Big boss. Gonna kick his arse. Big boss song. Gonna do it with robots of brass. Wagon, flagon, okay. Gonna beat up that ugly dragon. Carry out his carcass on a wagon. There we go. Oh, we're gonna need that. We're probably gonna need that. Let's just get some gear scores up. Beating up the dragon. I like this song. In case you guys couldn't tell. I know there was a bit of question mark. Oh, he's immune to electric. Very rude. Very rude, because that's like, you know, half my damage. Boy. I don't know what I want to do here. He's going to be immune to that. Guess I just do it to build up the combo meter. Just to get some healing in. Ouch. Dragoness corpse. What rhymes with corpse? Corpse? Torps? Torps? Corpse? I can't think of what rhymes with corpse. Gotta be something that rhymes with corpse. I know, we're pretty close to having a dragon corpse here. Oh, there we go. I didn't even put the boss timer up there, but that couldn't have been more than, what, 2 or 3 minutes? Feel that steam rush! Snap out of it. We still haven't found the Necronomicon. At least we didn't pay Bob anything for this useless information leading us here. It seemed to me that he knew a bit more than he let on. Maybe we should return and be a bit more persuasive. After defeating another dragon, our heroes decide to return to the self-proclaimed patron of the city. Back already? As it turns out, Bob, you sent us into a dragon's den. But don't worry, we vanquished it for you. You killed my dragon? But I put it there to keep it safe. I needed it to pay the Colosseum ringmaster. Now you really got me into trouble. He's very unpleasant and has all these guards that... What on earth are you babbling about? Who's this guy and what Colosseum? He got here about the same time you ventured out. He just moved right into my turf. Almost overnight, he refurbished the old auction house into an arena and... Just tell us where the Necronomicon is already. Well, he's corrupt to the core. If someone around here knows anything about that ancient artifact corrupting the hearts and minds of people, my bet's on him. And if you're already going there, maybe you could tell him it's gonna be a while until I can procure a new dragon. I'm sure he'll be reasonable about it. If he doesn't, we'll straighten him out. Let's go check out this Colosseum. Nice, we got 100% of the treasure chest there.
Chapter 13. bread, and circuses.
Ooh, lowers a foe's physical defenses. A lot of good cards on the twin characters there, and not enough money and deals for all of them unless I go out and grind a whole bunch, I think. So you should really go to the Coliseum. Just a reminder that I stream Monday through Thursday at 9:30 p.m. right here at twitch.com/RPGamer. The crowd is getting rowdy. Where's that con artist? Are you the ringmaster? Bob just told us. Wait a minute. Did you just say Bob? That two-timing snake charmer better be on his way here. He owes me a dragon. Well, about that, it's dead. What? But I need a final act for this evening's festivities. Hey, you look like a tough bunch. We're not here for the show. Bob told us you might know where the Necronomicon is buried. Well, that's not the kind of information you hand out for free, but if you agree to help me out by entering a few fights and make a spectacle of it, you there, big green fella, how would you feel about slipping into this sublimely dragon scale pattern skin suit? What kind of show is this again? No big deal, really. You just have to rough up some of the locals in an entertaining manner. If we do this, it's not going to be against any of the locals. We want to face the experienced fighters, mercenaries, murderers, you name it. That's more like it. I'll set you up against the worst scum you could possibly find. And if we're the last one standing, you'll tell us what we want to know. Ha! I like your style, kiddo. Deal. With the invitation to Brawler Heroes, enter the fray! Ladies and gentlemen, and everyone else, welcome to our Coliseum, where a better future awaits behind the next fist. There's been a slight change in today's program, but I say it's for your benefit. Instead of a boring, predictable dragon, I present you Plan B and the Orphans. Is that us? Is he talking about us? Don't pull your punches and let the fighting commence. Double slash. Well, let's see what we can get out of these guys here. Pretty sure this is going to hurt somebody. Got enough fire left over for the next guy. Oh, can't use that. We can do that. Ouch. See, this was the song I think that was on that boss battle in that other chapter. It's just a normal combat song. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. Good old-fashioned fun for the whole family. Let's set up the ante a bit. Round 2, fight! Let's see here. Like this combo with her because it'll hit them all with that electric wave. Well, they're all resistant. But normally that has a chance to paralyze people. It's hard to go wrong when you paralyze people. Oh, I think somebody got paralyzed there. Let's see. Wisdom. Wisdom. Fascination is regenerative, but we need more points. We don't have more points. We need more points. That'll get us some more points. Stuns are huge if you can't kill something. That is true. We do like our stuns. Big into crowd control, especially, you know, coming from, you know, playing D&D and stuff. It is very useful. Stinking Cloud is so useful. Hold person. So helpful. Ew. It's like a Medusa. She did like a Medusa scream. That was slightly disturbing. See, like, so focus raises her magic by a point. I don't know, it doesn't seem like she does that much more damage. I'm assuming it's like 10% or so. But she could have done like a spell that does 200 points of damage. You'd have, you know, like, I don't think it's worth buffing her up for that one-time thing. Especially since, you know, with the cards, she's only going to get a turn like once every 3 rounds. I'm sure that buff doesn't last all fight. Ouch. Yeah, I mean, it gives, like a regular attack it gives. So she has, like, this Electrolyte card here. That gives a cog, right? And it does 150 to, you know, 200 or whatever, 100 to 300. So basically 200 points of damage. Or I can increase her intelligence, gain a cog, and maybe do 10% on future spells while the buff lasts. I just don't think it usually lasts enough to get a decent, what I'd like to call a return on investment. See, this is another one. This is one will get you a cog too. It does 239. Plus it could inflict burn. Oh, and Electrolyte also puts extra cards in your hand next turn. So, yeah, I'm not sure. I need to probably just take out that basic attack card she has. They're just leveling right up. Whoa, who saw that coming? Not me. But it ain't over yet. Round 3, fight. Yeah, well, and this Arcane Detective here gives 1 additional cog for 3 turns, but it doesn't do any damage or anything else, but that's pretty useful. You know, that could be helpful. Ugh, big guy likes to heal himself. Lovely. I got a Bravado. Heroic Strike. Trying to get to my heals faster, because I'm going to need those. Wait, do the Bravado first, because that raises her attack power. There we go. Hopefully save a few cogs for some healing. Ooh, that's why you need healing. What do we have here? We have 2 cogs for healing. And finish off this guy down here, and then heal a bunch. Taking out enemy is always nice. Go ahead and pop in some more physical attacks, build up some more cogs. Ooh. That big brutal guy is just so big, and he's just so brutal. Wow, Overpower does 475 times 2. This does 383 times 2. Ooh. Let's do it. Let's see if we can get rid of this Naga down here. There we go. One less little enemy in the world. Ouch. Cunning Wisdom. She's still poisoned. Poison, poison, poison. Let me see here. How do you use items again? Whoops. Items. Let's see. Poison looks like that. Yeah, that's what we want. Get that on her. And we'll go ahead and do a repair on her too. And then we will put some more healing on her. Beat him up a little bit. Ah, heal yourself all you want, buddy. The pain train is coming. Oh, yeah. Oh. Ow, ow, ow. Now he's all enraged. Let's see. Cut him up and do some healing. Kind of get our life back up there. A little calming wind. Ouch. Very rude. Oh, Overpower takes away buffs. I should have thought about that earlier. That'll take away his strength up if it doesn't kill him. There he goes. Haha. He died from leaking oil. He leaked oil all over the place. Our heroes defeated whatever is thrown at them and conquered the Colosseum. So, where is the Necronomicon? A deal's a deal. Bob's got it. He's had it for ages. I've heard he uses it to produce that moon juice of his. Typical druids. No offense. None taken. He's making the rest of us look bad for sure. But that's coming from me, the guy who sells him body parts. For some reason, he eats lots of them, and he promised me a dragon in return. That slimy cheat. I think it's time we tighten the screws on him. The arena looks cramped, right? Realizing they've been duped, our group is determined to tighten the screws on the lying druid. You now visit the Colosseum of the Curse between chapters to fight in challenge battles. These are more challenging than most normal fights, but offer increasingly spectacular rewards if you do well. Use the chapter select screen to visit the Colosseum. Oh, cool. Well, we're certainly going to have to do that. Did it save? Because it's kind of... Now I need to make sure it's saved. Can I make sure it's saved? I hate games that don't have like a save button. They're automatically saving. They're automatically saving. Did they save right there? You don't know. Also makes it really tough, by the way, to go back to do my RPG XP because I can't pick like a save spot and start a battle right, you know. Because when I do that show, I like try to be in the middle of a game without showing a whole lot of spoilers. Ah, it's very rude. Oh, now it says saving game at the top. So, we are saved, and it is time to call it a night. Well, thank y'all so much for watching the 5th part of this playthrough as we continue to work our way through Steamworld Quest Hand of Gilgamesh. Definitely made some progress getting a little bit further. Got some Coliseum stuff to work on. I think we're doing pretty good, pretty good. Yeah, we had a good time tonight. We had some fun. We had some K time. We had some story time. We talked about Pathfinder. We talked about games. It was definitely a good night. And we'll get to do it again tomorrow nights, as they like to say on the show. Same bat time, same bat channel. Anybody remember that? Same bat time, same bat channel, right? There's some fun times there. Um, guys, if I know you two are always in our Discord, but I would like to remind everybody who may not be to head over to rpgamer.com/Discord and join in on the conversation. We have a channel there set up for the RP Gamer experience called the RPGXP channel, or the RPGXP Club channel. You can come over there. You can chit chat, help decide which games I'm going to play in the future. I have conversations there all the time. I like to throw out thoughts at people. What kind of games would you like to see on here? What makes for interesting watching? Let me know your thoughts. And we'll be back tomorrow. Until then, my name is Phil, aka JCServant from rpgamer.com, your humble adventure servant in adventuring, signing off.